Thank you, Stephen. So President Trump's pick to lead the Federal Reserve faces a confirmation hearing before the Senate Banking Committee today. Kevin Warsh is nominated to succeed current Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Powell's term ends on May 15th. Warsh wants to create a leaner Fed and reduce its $6.7 trillion portfolio.
Now, joining us now from Washington is Scripps News Group Joe St. George this morning. Good morning, Joe. So I think as consumers, we all want to know what Warsh has said about interest rates and what economic changes might he pursue if confirmed.
Well, he has said publicly, since being named President Trump's pick to soon lead the Fed, that he believes in the independence of the Fed. And that's something that we've heard from Jerome Powell for so many years, for previous Federal Reserve chairman, the independence of the Fed, suggesting that the Federal Reserve is not subjected to the political whims of the day like many other government or government adjacent agencies in our nation's capital. There will be one question, though, that gets asked repeatedly this morning when this hearing gets underway, and that is, how much will this individual, Kevin Warsh, how much will he listen to President Trump? How much is he prepared potentially to stand up to President Trump? Remember, President Trump has not just threatened, he's actively pursued the firing of Federal Reserve members. He's openly criticized Jerome Powell for his interest rate policy in recent months. That would presumably be something that Warsh would face as well. Would he capitulate? Would he listen to the president, or would he emphasize again the independence of the Federal Reserve? You mentioned the consumer question, right? Because the Federal Reserve chairman, influential when it comes to interest rates, which impacts mortgages and auto loans and credit cards. The Federal Reserve has indicated that they may have one more cut. That's it, before the end of the year. Of course, if Warsh takes over, impact could change. But President Trump wants a lot more than just one cut before the end of the year. So what Warsh says about interest rates today will also be closely watched around the world. So we're preparing for a bit of a sea change with a very influential post in the global economy, and that is the leader of the Federal Reserve. We'll be following this hearing very closely as it gets underway in a couple hours here in Washington.
Oh, yeah, we'll all be watching, Joe. Thank you so much.
Looking forward to talking again about it very soon, sir.